But now, could I request everybody to take their seats? The very lovely, accomplished, generous, gentle Janhavi Kapoor is here. And when I was thinking of how I wanted to frame this conversation, I called it redefining stardom, because I really believe that Janhavi has done this journey on her own terms with absolute rootedness, authenticity, grace and humility, and a lot of talent and a lot of hard work. So may we please put our hands together for the fabulous Janhavi Kapoor. I want to hear some more love in this hall. Yes. Param Sundari. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's always lovely to meet you. It's always lovely to have you at this forum. I want to start by asking you, there's something you said to me the last time we met, which has been about 2-3 years ago, at a We the Women. And you said, I've got fame, but I still haven't got respect. You said, stardom to mili, izzat nahi mili, ek din izzat bhi milegi. I think this is your moment. I think in so many ways, whether it's a Param Sundari or whether it's a Homebound, which is India's Oscar selection, Oscar entry, you've traveled very far from that moment where you felt that people adored you, they applauded you, but you felt that you were missing that moment of respect, izzat. You remember you said that to me? Do you feel differently today, Janhavi?
Firstly, ma'am, I just want to say it's such an honor to be on the stage with you. I'm so happy to be here with all of you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's welcome her warmly. Yes.
And it's such an honor to be on the stage, especially with the, with the amazing people that you've had on previously. I was just speaking to them before and I said that I'm really no one to give them an award. It's just such a blessing to even share the stage with people that are doing so much good work and real work for our country. Even looking at the front row here, honestly, it's my honor to see all of you women in uniforms. It makes me so proud. Yeah. It's been a while since I've spoken in front of a live audience. I don't know why I'm nervous today. I feel like I'm maybe coming down with something because of this shitty-ass AQI, but...
Yes, that we can all complain about.
Yeah, no, but coming back to your question, ma'am, I think that over these past couple of years, one thing that I've learned for sure is that जब तक आप खुद की इज्जत नहीं करोगे ना, कोई और भी आपकी इज्जत नहीं करेगा. And I think that has been my major learning. So I think back then, if I was sitting like, I'm aware that I'm being watched. I'm aware that, as weird as this sounds, fame, I guess, came easily to me by virtue of whose daughter I was. And so I've never felt that this thing, oh no, I want eyeballs or I want reach. वो तो हमेशा से मिलता था, whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing. And I kept waiting कि अरे कोई मुझे बोल दे कि मैं आपकी इज्जत करती हूँ या I look up to the work that you do या अच्छा काम कर रहे हो. But till you don't recognize your own skill set, till you don't recognize what you have to offer, what you bring to the table, कोई आपका माँ बेटा चाचा नहीं है कि वो आपके लिए करेगा. You need to give yourself वो दर्जे पे आपको खुद को रखना है.
बिल्कुल.
And you need to recognize your skill set. And I think especially as women, we're so wired to get that signal externally.
Yeah, constantly seeking validation.
Yeah. But I think whenever you enter a room, whenever you enter a work environment, whenever you're told how to feel about yourself, you need to decide on your own that, no, I believe in myself this much. And then everything else follows. So I don't know कि बाहर से वो इज्जत मिल रही है, नहीं मिल रही है. मैं बस अपना काम करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, शिद्दत से कर रही हूँ, मेहनत से कर रही हूँ. और मैं खुद की इज्जत करती हूँ. मैं जानती हूँ कि जब मैं सेट पे आती हूँ, मैं मेरा काम जानती हूँ और बाकी लोग वो देख के मेरी इज्जत करते हैं. They hear what I have to say and I think that I'm still working on that. But that's the journey that's happened over the past couple of years.
That's quite a journey since we last met, and I guess therefore I should reframe my question. क्या आपने वो दूसरों से इज्जत ढूंढना बंद कर दिया है?
नहीं प्लीज इज्जत कीजिए. ऐसी बात नहीं है, बट आई थिंक वो एक चीज़ होती है ना, एंड आई थिंक इट्स अ कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ द जॉब ऑल्सो दैट प्लीज़ लाइक मी, आई वॉन्ट यू टू लाइक मी, ये पसंद आया, आज जो पहनी है वो पसंद आया, वो जो मैंने मूवी की वो पसंद आया आपको. एंड आई फील लाइक एज एन आर्टिस्ट, एज अ ह्यूमन, एज अ सिटीजन ऑफ दिस कंट्री, आई एम क्यूरियस अबाउट so much more in life than to just be liked. So it's okay if not everyone over here is a fan of my work or supports everything that I say or do.
Yeah.
But my agenda is that I'm doing everything with honesty, and I'm in search of something that ultimately I hope will make me a better artist and a better citizen of this country and a better global citizen. And that's really what I want out of life.
And more power to you. And as I said, it's been a year which in so many ways has been your moment. And we're all really rooting for Homebound at the Oscars. And, you know, fingers crossed. Ishan was here earlier this afternoon. And I said, he was here in the afternoon. I said the same thing to him. Your mom has been such a larger than life presence in your, you know, even after she's no longer here, but she's always with you. And one of the things that you've spoken about and you've shared is your pain at not being able to grieve her with dignity and privacy, where you, everything, every response you had to losing Sri Devi ji was judged and caricatured. How did you deal with that? You know, I think you said if I smile, they say, oh, she's not even grieving. If I don't smile, they'll say something else. It just sounds so cruel to have to go through that, to lose your parent. And then, I think as you said, see it reduced to entertainment.
I think the feeling and the phase that I went through during that time is something I'll never be able to verbalize. And I think that it was such an individual experience that even if I told y'all everything about it, I don't know if any of y'all would ever be able to relate to it. And I'm always conscious about sounding like I'm saying things to get y'all to feel bad for me. And so I always refrain a little bit because
we're not going to
I would hate that. I know everyone is opportunistic in nature and everyone just wants a headline, and I would hate if I ever sounded like I was using such a painful part of my life and my relationship with my mother for a headline. So I think that always holds me back. But what I will say is that the voyeuristic nature of, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but of journalism today.
I don't mind at all. I would agree with you more loudly than you would imagine.
Of media culture today, of social media today, has single-handedly contributed, I think, to the complete derailment of human morality. And I'm seeing it more and more every day, and I think it was horrible when I lost my mom. I don't know if any one of y'all can imagine what it's like to lose someone that close to you and see it become a meme. It's not, I don't even know how to compute it, so I don't know how to explain it, but it's just gotten worse. I mean, we saw what happened with Dharamji. It's happened repeatedly before that. I'm sure it will only get worse, but I will say this, I think we are part of the problem. I think every time we give videos or headlines or narratives like this, views, comments, likes, every time we look for something like that, we are incentivizing this culture. And I'm telling you guys, humanity, morality is in shambles. And it's so depressing to look at, because I think before we had a consciousness in us that stopped us from seeing certain things, saying certain things, indulging in certain practices, but that's out the window, and it's disgusting. I think that this is the modern day crisis, that we've lost our morality as a result of how voyeuristic everything has become. Someone dies somewhere, some horrible attack has somewhere, you kind of want to see the things that you shouldn't see, and it gives you this strange feeling of, I guess it's that same horrible feeling of satisfaction that sometimes you get when you gossip, but it's been encouraged so much through social media. And yeah, I think it's, even if I'm not directly involved in all of these things, even when I see it from a third person's point of view, I find it to be quite depressing.
Yeah, you know, I was just remembering, when your mother died, I wrote a column in the Washington Post, and I said, Sri Devi died and so did television news today. Because I was so horrified as a journalist at how her death had been memed, how there were graphic reproductions, how there was, God, I don't know why I'm remembering this, but a reporter actually sat in a tub and tried to recreate that. And I can't imagine what you felt watching that. I was commenting on it as somebody who couldn't recognize my profession. You would have seen it as a daughter, as a devastated daughter. And I can't even imagine the scars that must have left.
Honestly, I wasn't allowed to watch TV
I'm glad.
for a lot of that phase. But I mean, things keep coming up even now. Things
They'll
are
just
said
pop
even
up
now.
on the feed or whatever, yeah.
And of course, it hurt me as a daughter. It was so confusing for me as a daughter. And it's something that I'm still, I don't know if I'll ever recover from, but the anger that I felt was not so much as a daughter, but it was more to do with what have we come to? Like, why does anyone think it's okay? Like, yes, you want to get your TRPs up, but at the cost of what? Like, how do you sleep at night? And then when I realized that even saying these things or asking these questions doesn't make the other person want to introspect, I was like, I'm genuinely at the point where I'm feeling like I don't know what hope we have if we don't course correct and have certain guidelines in place that discourage these kind of practices.
Yeah. You said actors also, or not just actors, all of us also fuel this social media frenzy. How do you deal with it? Do you step back from it every now and then? Do you say, you know what, I'm not going to go there, I'm not going to look at it? Like, how do you, and this is, beyond personal losses, beyond personal tragedies. As you said, sometimes, you're looking for that, am I looking nice? Are they saying nice things about me? How do you keep your sense of balance, Janhavi?
I'll tell you what, Barkha ma'am, a couple of weeks ago, I took a social media break, an internet break. I didn't forget my social media, I just didn't look at anything. And I was extremely happy. Ignorance is bliss. Everything was amazing. There were unicorns running around, rainbows in the sky, la-di-da-di-da. And then I started feeling like, okay, but because of my profession, I need to know what people are saying. I need to know what they think about my work. I need to know if like this movie is tracking this way. I needed to keep my hand on the pulse of all of these things. So I don't know how much I can afford to completely step away, but there are certain things that I know about how the system works that makes me a little calmer with my approach to it. I know that no opinion on social media or on the news, or in the newspaper for that matter, is any longer an honest opinion. So much of what you see has an agenda. For example, there are many variables, right? Like if you're an influencer, if you're a content creator, what is your main agenda? You want influence, you want those likes, you want those views. So what are you going to talk about? What is your headline going to be? It's going to be things that get attention. Everyone's just jumping on a bandwagon. There's that, and then there's different things, sometimes this is a new thing that I learned about digital agencies. They even start trends against you, or they leak something from like a long time ago, and then they call you up and they're like, oh, this thing is happening, we can sort it out for you if you let us work for you. So there are so many machineries in place, there are competing production houses, there are competing narratives, and so you kind of have to realize that none of this means anything. I can do that, but I know that for the common man, when they see these things, it's so easy for them to buy into it.